have a voice and a platform.
Wetin Now is the basic info.
Reporting for Wetin Now, Mariah Mushka Conte.
And I have a tool and a voice. So
Inclusion of girls and women into every aspect of society is what we want.
We dey bring calm the news so you na you don't must. Wetin Now na the basic info.
Mi famboulem una walibena.
Marhaba.
Bonsoir.
Una welcome.
Ahlan wa sahlan.
Bienvenue
to the one and only show in West Africa, the most anticipated show. I'm talking about Wetin Now. That's right. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the 26th episode of Wetin Now. The episode aka Na Madiba. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the only television magazine show that brings you the latest news, gossip, loads of entertainment, and wonderful advice for Una Pikinem. But you know, before I bring you guys the goodies, ladies and gentlemen, I must introduce my beautiful co-host. On my right, she's from the East. I'm talking about from Kenema. She's beautiful, Miss Earth, Miss Freetown, Miss Kenema, Mariatu M. Ducre. She's looking beautiful, isn't she? And on my left, I have Miss Fly, Miss AKA Swagalicious Riri. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Marina Terry. Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode takes a dramatic twist in upholding our president's patriotic fight on the call on Ebola. And also we have a very wonderful dramatic poem done for us by Miss Earth. Listen, don't miss out, do yourself justice, sit right there, we'll be right back. Our headline and news for you guys today, you know we always bring you updates on Ebola in Sierra Leone and around the world. Eric has more details for you. Second up, a beautiful reporter, wonderful journalist, Geneba Jallo, seeks out the future with children with disabled parents. How can we save the situation? Our third story on the News Blast is Eric Kawa highlights the indiscipline among young children in Sierra Leone. What can we do to change this social challenge? Our fourth story, Zainab seeks out our lost tradition in Sierra Leone music. What is happening to our culture?
Me fambolem una kabo. It's your girl Marina aka Riri. And see una no say Ebola real, so una go de was una an ultim. Even me, before I come inside, I don't was me an. But anyways, before we get started, in today's Name area, we have an Ebola drama poem with Miss Art Sierra Leone. Can you guess who? Just hold it there. Zainab, they can show we how for mix selling one side, na in corner. But as you know, before we get to all the entertaining things them, we need to know what happening in Sierra Leone and around the world in this week's News Blast.
Hello and welcome to this week's News Blast with me, Mariatu. Of course, on today's feature story, we have updates on Ebola. The fight against Ebola nationwide keeps gaining momentum. Therefore, regular updates are best fit in a crisis situation in Sierra Leone and around the world to help fix the all-out war against the world's deadliest virus, Ebola. Let's join our reporter Eric Kawa, who sheds light on this week's update of Ebola to help fix the challenge against this virus.
Thank you so much, Mariato, and of course we've got lots of things in today's edition of the Ebola update. We started with the latest figures. As of today, we have 956 released cases. New confirmed cases is 84. Cumulative confirmed cases is 4,828. Cumulative deaths is 1,180. Born district still remains with 2 cases since the outbreak of Ebola in Sierra Leone. So far, there has been over 5,000 deaths globally since the outbreak of Ebola. And a very good news, of course, clinical trials of 3 potential Ebola vaccines will begin in December in Guinea and Liberia at medical centers run by the French medical charity Médecins Sans Frontières. This was disclosed on Thursday. Initial results could be available in February 2015. But however, we in Sierra Leone also want to have part of this dosage, of course. And Dr. Martin Salia has become the 6th Sierra Leonean doctor to be infected by the Ebola virus. Sources reaching Wetin Now has disclosed that he was a U.S. resident, so he was taken to the U.S. for the treatment. President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has uplifted the state of emergency in her country. This comes as a result of the decline in new cases in that country. However, that does not mean that the cases of Ebola has been defeated finally in Liberia, but we hope to see that happening in all the nations. The government of Sierra Leone has approved a one-time death benefit of payment of $5,000 to immediate relatives of health workers who died on frontline, who died of Ebola at the operational centers or frontline. More than 65 Ebola survivors have been discharged at the Hastings Treatment Center this week. Of course, this treatment center has so far discharged over hundreds of people since its establishment, and we're praying to see more people discharged. And World Vision UK has signed a partnership with the National Ebola Response Center, which is called NAC. Of course, in this agreement, the £5,000 million will be funded by the Department for International Development, that is called DFID, and will involve 39 barrier teams and covering 10 districts across the country. For more information on Ebola, if you are in Sierra Leone, you can call on 117. If you are in Guinea, it's 115. If it is in Liberia, it's 4455. Make sure you avoid body contact and always make sure you work with the rules and regulations, the principles, and avoid all those stuffs. Be safe and stay healthy. Well, Maria, that's all we've got time for in today's edition of the Ebola Update. Back to you for the rest of the show.
Thank you very much, Erikawa, for that update. Next up, the future of children with disabled parents has become a great concern. These children do have futures if they are provided the right platform to enable them realize their true potentials. Begging to survive alongside their parents will do them no good. Our reporter, Janeba Jalo, highlights the relevance of encouraging disabled parents to allow their kids get better education or skills training exercises. Let's have a look.
Disability is not inability. If the platform is made for this physical challenged set of people, commonly called disabled, they could able to realize their dreams. Therefore, children born of disabled parents, if given the opportunity, they will go to school, help their parents, and give back to society. I spoke to children with disabled parents to have their own views about their lives.
We there for la land after school. I come by the one. I can't take the car. We go now. We go there. See even till we go somewhere. Me company normal. I go. All you go. Sima one place to study.
Asan Sima. Me go school. This symbol I don't put the school done. When I pass, we can skate. Me mama now can bigger. We get surviving. Go through the survive. Because it make me unable to strike. Be the strike. But I survive me mama. Me I not feel happy. I mean mama be disabled. I not feel happy so.
Janeba Jalo reporting for Wetin Now.
Well, thank you very much, Janeba Jalo, for giving that a breakthrough. In other news, indiscipline among young children is on the increase. Attempts made to get these children behave well have not worked out well for parents and authorities alike. Modern-day children are becoming more of a problem, and the spillover effect is beginning to look scary. How do we fix these social threats? Our reporter Erikawa takes us through in an attempt to start fixing it.
Indiscipline, like if poverty dey the home, some pikin dem go astray. Then if money not there, some can go find money, and that can lead to waywardness amongst the pikin them, especially girl child them. Then some picking them back, then parents then they advise them, like for put them down and caution them. Then parents them they advise them. So due to that, they need to know them good from the right from them good. So that's what can cause indiscipline.
Indiscipline, now the way of life. As you can see, most of we in school picking them. Yes, and most of the one that we can see we can do the bad stuff, smoke jamba. If you look, they not get fit, they not get iman. When to call iman. If you follow the way of life, like as for we the Muslim them, we say the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad. It means the footstep of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if you follow that footstep there, I'm not sure say if you go smoke or you go drink jamba or you go take part in bad stuff them.
Now we the parents them. Now we for draw them closer to we. Closer in a sense, so for the advise them, they monitor the movement. I mean, now we for build them up because you don't go see you imperfect 100%. But the way they monitor them, draw them closer, advise them and talk to them, put them God in prayer, draw them closer to God. I mean, we could thank God.
Because you as a parent, you get for know waiting to what you say in front of you picking them. So the most indisciplined is that because some parents them they pick the right word we foresee towards them picking them. And the word them where you tell you picking them are the same word you picking they carry out.
Some environment then they well picking. Because if you get picking in an environment or certain compound them every day they picking they hear bad language, they hear call since they learn. Because we say get small picking and I wait till they hear it from the big one a month. And not gonna know exactly if na good talk or wrong talk. You go talk around them at school or amongst them pumping them.
If you fail yourself na be, what you will see, you will see for like picking come out here at the best, no, because being a one rugged area and they say all type of word each and every day. So you will find it difficult for like picking come out successfully at that particular environment. So the best thing for do you get for friend is suitable environment where you go grow you picking up, where will come out the best for you.
What's normal I say with the parents the more get for know how they maybe then check them picking them.
Thank you very much, Arikawa, for that. Next up, lost tradition in our music. Our once rich tradition in music is fast fading out. The fine art and Africanness is gone, replaced by Western form of music with modern day instruments. Are Sierra Leonean musicians part and parcel in bringing about this change? What is responsible? Our reporter Zainab Kanu makes an investigation.
Before now, our ancestors enjoyed local types of instruments to make sweet sounds in the form of music as a way to entertain themselves and their families. But, as at now, most of our musicians do not make use of them. They prefer the Western form of music with its class of instruments. I went out to saw the views of young Sierra Leoneans and the Sierra Leone dance troupe on what they make of this.
We look at instruments like we dey use them for. Now we look at instruments like we dey use them for punado, marriage, dance, and all that thing there.
We get bata, we get band, we get kele, we get bata, where they wrap up. Then we get killing, where they hold two stick there. One stick there before we wrap up. We get the bata, they be punk badong 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 punk badong badong badong. We get the band, they be we get the kele, they be kele.
Well, this now bata. Na bata.
They call them bata.
Yes.
Now who's tribe we represent?
Timine.
Timine?
Yes.
Okay, give me sound of her again.
This one called a Sembedi.
Sembedi?
Yes.
Who's tribe we represent?
This was so it represents Soso.
Just so?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
they represent Soso, they represent Timini, they represent most of the language here.
Okay, so give me sound of a hard one more.
From what we have seen, it seems as if people are still enjoying these local instruments used to produce music. Is this going to continue? Any hope to revive this form of music? Waiting Now, Zainab Kanu, Freetown.
Thank you very much, Zainab Kanu, for making us know the state of our traditional music. Well, now we're going to take a short break. Well, my beautiful people, that's all we have for this week's News Blast. Blast. Tune in next week for more news on Sierra Leone and around the world. Do not forget, stay healthy and away from Ebola always. Was you and
Me Fambulem, it reached a wonderful and awesome time for join we in Namiea. Oh my God, today is very wonderful because today's guest in Namiea is nobody than my own sister, a beautiful writer. She is a fashion designer. She's a model. She's awesome. Listen, she is Miss Freetown and Miss Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, she will be reading a dramatic poem on Ebola. And listen, me Fambulem, if you within our host, you want to take part of Namiea, all you have to do is send us an email on waitingnow@gmail.com or visit we Facebook page, Facebook.com/waitingnow. And guess what? Remember, it could be anything. I'm talking about anything. It could be your special talent. It could be skills, where you live, your passion. All you have to do, remember, all you have to do is send us a message on our email, which is waitingnow@gmail.com, or visit our Facebook page, Facebook.com/waitingnow.
Ebola. I am Ebola. I am you. This is me. Listen, the dunya is watching. From the abundance of the heart, I pour out. I trumpet the blame game, covering up